I never believed a single evening could rewrite the direction of someone's life until the night my worst blind date became the reason a stranger at the next table looked at me and said, "We should date." It sounds unbelievable, almost scripted, but the truth is rarely gentle and never predictable. And sometimes, the person who changes your life enters quietly, sits only a few inches away, and watches you fall apart before offering you a hand you didn't even know you needed. The restaurant I walked into that night was warm, soft-lit, filled with small conversations and clinking glasses. I rehearsed my introduction in my head because blind dates made me nervous, but my best friend insisted I go. "Just try," she said. "What's the worst that could happen?" I should have known that whenever someone says that, the universe is already laughing. She arrived 10 minutes late, dropped her purse on the table, and immediately started scrolling her phone. Her eyes barely brushed mine. What was your name again?" she asked without looking up. I felt my confidence crack, but I tried. I talked about my job, my hobbies, asked about hers. She responded with one-word answers and the kind of sighs that make you feel like an inconvenience. I told myself to stay patient. Maybe she was shy. Maybe she had a long day. Maybe I'm just overthinking, but then she took a call right in the middle of my sentence, laughed loudly, and said, "No, he's nothing special, but I'm here so whatever." My heart sank. I didn't want to hear more, but her voice carried, slicing through whatever self-respect I had left. I stared at the table, wondering if people ever realized the damage carelessness could cause. When she hung up, she called the waiter and ordered 2 more expensive items without even asking me, then said, "You're paying, right? That's the least you can do for wasting my time." That was when I finally broke. "I don't think this is working," I said, standing slowly. My voice shook, but not out of anger, out of exhaustion. Out of defeat. She rolled her eyes so dramatically the chandelier above us probably saw it. People around us noticed. I felt their stares like heavy stones, and that's when I heard it. A soft voice from right behind me. "Hey," it said. "Are you okay?" I turned. The girl at the next table was looking at me with warm, steady eyes. She had a notebook open in front of her, a half-eaten dessert, and the kind of expression people wear when they've been watching a storm roll in and are finally ready to open an umbrella. "You don't know me," she said gently, "but we should date." It took me a full 5 seconds to understand she wasn't joking. I blinked at her, unsure if I heard correctly. Me? Date? After the disaster I just walked out of? The room felt frozen, even though my heartbeat refused to slow down. The girl from my blind date snorted and muttered something under her breath, but I no longer cared. Something about this stranger's tone, is steady, real, unexpectedly bold, pulled me into a calm I didn't know I could feel in that moment. "I'm sorry," I said to her. "You don't even know who I am." She closed her notebook. "I know someone who tries their best, even when the other person doesn't deserve it." "I saw you try." Her voice wasn't pitying, it was understanding, the kind of understanding that reaches right through you. We talked. At first awkwardly, then slowly, then suddenly easily, like we'd been having conversations for years without realizing. Her name was Liana. She was an artist, a sketchbook always with her, her mind always full of stories. She told me she had been doodling the entire time, trying not to interfere, but watching the date become painful. "It looked like you were putting yourself last," she said softly. "Sometimes people forget they deserve better." I felt a lump rise in my throat. No one had ever said something like that to me. We ended up leaving the restaurant together. I offered to walk her to her car, but she shook her head. "Let's just walk," she said. "People don't walk enough when they need to breathe." We walked through the quiet streets under streetlights that seemed to glow warmer than usual. I told her about my last relationship and how it left me doubting everything about myself. She listened, truly listened, with patience, not judgment. She told me her last partner made her feel invisible, and that's why she learned to notice the small ways people hurt themselves to keep others happy. At one point, I stopped walking and said, "Why did you say we should date?" "You didn't know me." She smiled in a way that made the world feel less heavy. "Because sometimes the universe gives you a moment," she said. "A moment where someone needs kindness, and if you don't take it, you'll spend the rest of your life wondering why you walked away." I didn't realize it then, But her words would stay with me for months. Our first real date happened a week later. Then another. Then another. She taught me how to believe in second chances. I taught her how healing looked when two people shared the work. We learned each other's habits, fears, dreams. We grew not perfectly, but honestly. But like every story worth telling, there came a challenge, one that tested everything. Liana was offered an art residency across the country. A life-changing opportunity. But it meant leaving for a year. When she told me, her hands trembled. "I don't want to lose us," she whispered. I felt my chest tighten. I didn't want to lose us either. A part of me wanted to ask her to stay, but love that demands sacrifice isn't love, it's fear wearing a mask. "You have to go," I said. "Your dreams matter. I want you to chase them." Her eyes filled with tears. "What if the distance breaks us?" "Then we rebuild," I said. Some things are worth rebuilding. The year was hard. Some nights were quiet and lonely. Some days felt like we were drifting. But we kept choosing each other. Call by call. Message by message. Hope by hope. When she came back, she walked straight into my arms like she had never left. And in that moment, I realized something: life doesn't always give you perfect beginnings. Sometimes it gives you terrible blind dates so you can meet the person sitting at the next table, the one who sees you when you can't even see yourself. Sometimes love arrives not with fireworks, but with a simple, life-changing sentence: "We should date." And sometimes, that's all it takes to begin again.